Code of the Earthshaker. I haven't heard that name in years. Hello everyone, I am CoolGuy, welcome back. Today's video continues a little series talking about underused or rarely seen subclasses in the Crucible. Earthshaker was a very popular pick back in the day. It was a simple time. There's no middle tree, bottom tree had no buffs. This was it. This was the go-to in early Destiny. As the game has moved on, slowly but surely, it doesn't have that pop that it once had, that wow factor. This is a subclass that I don't see, and when I do see it, it's really only used one way. Today, I want to revisit the class and give a reminder of what you can do with it. I have my top 3 exotics I want to go over that really bring out this top tree, and there are more exotics that are going to be talked about briefly, but the main focus is going to be the 3. I did another Twitter poll asking you guys what your favorite PvP striker subclass is, and just as I thought, there it is. Last place with 11% of nearly 1,400 votes. No shocker, middle tree missile with the super, the ballistic slam, inertia override, very solid, and then bottom tree with frontal assault, knockout. It's roaming super. They're both very, very good. Top tree Code of the Earthshaker is underused and honestly somewhat underappreciated. So let's go back. Let's talk about the tree. For the jump, I do prefer catapult, and reasoning will be in a moment, but this tree has some special qualities. It revolves around 2 things. 2 things make this tree. First, Seismic Strike. After sprinting for a short time, use this melee ability to slam into your target and release an arc explosion on impact. The shoulder charge, and this is paired with aftershocks, the second perk. Damaging enemies with Seismic Strike recharges your grenade. The shoulder charge still works, it's not where it once was. You have to be careful with it. If you just run around straight lining people, you're gonna get punished. Best case is to almost meet them with the charge as you're rounding corners. You gotta be cautious with it. Actually play the melee. Don't go on autopilot with it. But the second thing that makes this tree is magnitude. Gain an additional grenade charge, increases duration of grenade effects. This is the subclass, completely centered around the shoulder charge and 2 grenades. The grenades last longer, and damaging enemies with your shoulder charge recharges your grenade. The 4th perk is Terminal Velocity. Fist of Havoc's ground attack leaves a damage dealing field in its wake and deals more damage the longer it's in the air. So first things first, if you main bottom tree, you cannot, and I repeat, you cannot use this super like bottom tree. You're gonna get eaten alive. It doesn't have reversal to trigger health regen. It doesn't have trample to extend the duration. What it does have though is stopping power. That lies in dealing more damage the longer that you're in the air. You need to be in the air for about a half second to get that damage bonus, and if you hold forward then use your super, it has that timing within the animation, but if you were to not hold forward and just hit the super button, it just goes straight down from wherever you are. For these cases, that's why catapult is needed, to get in the air quick and high, then you can drop down. It's a really good super when you do this. It's a very short, very sweet type of deal. Don't be roaming too long if you're low health, because they're going to take you out. Use it as a pure shutdown with the increased damage. I've taken out so many roaming supers that are coming at me or around a corner, I just get up in the air, and they don't really see it coming because they're chasing you. With that being said, again, the neutral game is all about the shoulder charge melee and the 2 grenades. So in my opinion, there is no better exotic to bring this subclass out than the first one on the list, the Heart of Inmost Light.
Don't be lost. Double down. 2 for 1.
The Heart of Inmost Light is criminally underrated. We currently live in a world where getting close, punching, is no doubt rewarded for Titan. Dune Marchers, Syntheseps, Feedback Fence, the Antaeus Wards, the Severance Enclosure even. This exotic perk states that using any ability, grenade, melee, or barricade, empowers the other 2 abilities. Empowered means abilities have faster regen, melees and grenades do more damage, and barricades have more hit points. This subclass with this exotic, using a grenade, melee, or popping the barricade makes you empowered. But as soon as you do one of those, your cooldowns start flying, and while on the screen, after you pop your barricade, let's say, the grenade and melees do more damage. Now, this video was almost an updated Heart of Inmost Light review and appreciation video, because not only with top tree Striker, it works well on all trees. It could be Sentinel, it could be Sunbreaker. Sentinel can have one-shot stickies, Sunbreaker one-shot fusions, or you make something like the Thermite do more damage, any grenade. It's just a flat-out good exotic. But it kind of goes against the grain of how we've been using Titans or seeing Titans. And because you don't really see Heart of Inmost Light, that doesn't mean it isn't powerful, because it is. And with Top Tree, that has a shoulder charge that speeds up your grenade energy after you land hits with it. So again, you can now pop the barricade, get that cooldown going for all of them. And the best part is that the lightning grenade is a one bang. 195 damage, and it lasts longer. You could use pulses for zoning, but having that light grenade stuck on a wall with one hit potential is more beneficial in my opinion. You're constantly juggling your cooldowns and having a really high upkeep on all of it. And let's say you just have your shoulder charge. After you get that kill, all the cooldowns are going to speed back up. That shoulder charge pretty much gives you your grenade back with empowered. As soon as you get it, you're going to throw it out, get it out while you're empowered, and watch all those one hits happen. It's incredibly good and fits top tree perfectly. I almost wish that what Heart of Inmost Light does was built into the class. If it was built into the class itself, you would be seeing it a lot more. But as it sits now, this is the perfect pairing. It really is. There are a couple others that shine, but Heart of Inmost Light really gives top tree peak potential because of the 2 grenades. Say someone's sword or emote peeking, you can pop a shield, throw the grenade. It has a long area of effect, and if they don't move, they're gonna go down. There's a lot of possibilities. Definitely give this a chance in your next play session. The second exotic talked about today is one that you've probably seen the most. You see it the most because it's near designed for Earthshaker. And just because you see it a lot, it isn't a slight to its lethality. It has very good synergy with top tree. An insurmountable skull fort is a very good pairing.
This is amazing.
Kills with arc melee abilities trigger health regeneration and restore melee energy. And a lot of this gameplay, not just for the Skullfort here, you've been seeing a lot of Monte Carlo. It checks all the boxes. It's a 600 AR, high caliber rounds. It basically has swashbuckler. Dealing damage reduces the melee cooldown, and you have a chance to fully reset it. Melee is a huge part of top tree, and with shoulder charge, I can come out of that shoulder charge kill and have the ×5 Markov chain doing that bonus damage. With the Skullfort, you gain health regen, which is important, and the helmet also resets your melee cooldown so you can just keep on shoulder charging. While in its super, it allows you to roam around a tad bit more because it does trigger health regeneration after your super kills melee. A perfect match. And in the meantime, all those shoulder charges, it's resetting your melee, but it's also putting in massive work to your grenade cooldowns. Like in the introductory clip, all those shoulder charges got both of my grenades back. So when I see it out there, players are using it, I respect it. Just remember that you have 2 grenades. I see a lot of players really stressing the shoulder charge with the Skullfort. That's great, but be sure to get some grenades out in between. Now the third exotic, let's not kid ourselves. If this wasn't on the list, there would be some angry typing. Why focus around doing very specific tasks when the course of an engagement can swing entirely by just a melee, and that melee coming from the Dune Marchers.
Double down. 3 opponents down. Look at them fall. Now you're fighting with heart, Guardian.
Another big part is increased sprint speed. Sprinting builds up a static charge. After melee attacking an enemy, that charge will chain damage to nearby enemies. Pretty sweet. It reaches out to 20 meters, has better hit detection than the tether. It's gonna down players if they're close together. It's gonna chain off one, then back to the other. It can even go through walls and off dead bodies. There's really no reason not to use it. And the best part, you don't even need a charged melee. Just any melee will do. And with top tree, you have the one-shot shoulder charge. In my case, I'm coming out with a swashbuckler type weapon, cleaning up what the Dune Marchers didn't. This is another one that you can just go right in, have the one-shot melee, have that area of effect, while also getting that precious grenade energy. So just like the Skullfort in this tree as a whole, it's centered around a melee and 2 grenades. Don't forget about the 2 grenade part. Throw them in, lead with them, get them out. Because if you're landing those shoulder charges, they're gonna be back in no time. And also, while in your super, it does chain lightning damage to nearby enemies. It's really good all around. Code of the Earthshaker isn't limited to these though. An option could be the stand-asides. When you have full health, shortly after sprinting, you gain an overshield. I believe it gives you around 40 extra hit points and makes shoulder charging safer. And also hits recharge a portion of your melee energy. So we have that, or the Skullfort can give you health and completely give you the melee back. But with the stand-asides, you can use it for shoulder charging or just use it as a passive movement exotic. Tank a little bit of damage when you're rotating around the map because you have that little overshield up. You can use it to close in with something like a shotgun. Right after you slide though, the shield goes away, so you can use it to tank a little bit with your knee slide as you're approaching, and when the time is right, you can do the knee slide shotgun. There's also the Greaves. There's the Enclosure, not to mention One-Eyed Mask of the Quiet One, the Syntheseps. There's a lot of exotics. I feel to make top tree shine though, the Inmost Light makes those grenades lethal, the Skullfort gives you health and your shoulder charge back, the Dune Marchers are, well, the Dune Marchers. but these three really bring out the best of what Top Tree can offer. Remember to get up in the air for your super, and don't roam around too much if you're low health. The class can treat you really well, but what other underused subclasses would you like to see next? Comment down below. And if you're looking for a new controller, I am partnered with Scuff Gaming. Use the link down below and use my code COOL at checkout for a discount. I love these controllers, they're awesome. And if you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button. There's also a link down below to my Discord. There's a lot of good conversations in there. But for this video, the next time that you're on, give Top Tree a chance again. See what it's all about. It has a different feel to it, that's for sure. It just needs you to bring out its strengths. What do you think about it? What would you like to add? Let's talk about it down below. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.